Let's read a stock table. First, let's talk some definitions. A stock name is the name of the company that has issued the stock. Also remember that stock and share can be interchangeable definitions. The ticker symbol. Each company has a specific sequence of capital letters that serve as its abbreviation. So if you think about, I always think about like at the bottom of the screen, they have the ticker. If you're in Times Square in New York City, the ticker that goes by, the symbol for the company, that's what we're talking about there. The close or previous close, that's the stock's price at the end of the previous day's stock market closing. The trading volume, this is the total number of shares, also known as stocks, that were traded in the stock market during today's trading session or the last day it was open. So if you're looking at this on a Saturday, the stock market is only open work days Monday through Friday. So the trading volume, that would be for the previous day. The day high and low. A lot of times this is given as a range. This is the highest and lowest values of a particular stock's price during today's trading session. Again, it could also be the last day if the market is closed when you're looking at this. The net change is the dollar value change in the stock's trading price from the last day's closing price. Could be positive or negative. So, how much does it change from the day's closing price to wherever it is? Net change. 52-week high and low. So now we're looking over the last year. 52 weeks is a year. So over the last year, what is the highest and lowest prices that the stock has traded at? The dividend per share. Now, dividends are what stockholders are paid as part of profits of a company. So dividend per share is the annual dollar amount of the dividend paid out for each share. If it is not listed, the company is not currently paying out dividends for a whole host of reasons. It could be that the company doesn't have any profit. It could also simply mean that they are taking their profit and reinvesting into the company. Dividend yield. This is simply the total dividend payout relative to its share price expressed in percentage form. So you can calculate this by dividing the dividend per share, which is found in that first definition, by the price of each share. Then to change it to a percent, we multiply by 100. The price to earnings ratio. This ratio is calculated by dividing the price per share by the company's annual earnings per share. For instance, if a share sells for $100 and the company earns $10 per share in a year, the price to earning is $10. Now, earnings per share, which is the denominator of that first ratio, in the example given immediately above, the earnings per share is $10. It's the annual earnings for each share the company has issued. The higher the earning per share, the better it is for the company and the investors, also known as shareholders. Sometimes the earning per share is not listed in stock tables. In that case, it can easily be calculated using the relationship above. I also have a different video entirely on price earning ratio. Now, the price earning ratio, right, this is our PE as known here, is the price per share over the earnings per share. Just keep that in mind in case you ever need that formula. Okay, so a stock table. Now, this stock table was at the close of April 14th for 2022. You can see this is a stock table for Amazon. We're shown the ticker symbol at the top, the close, the open. Again, these are for the closed date of April 14th. It gives you the day range, the 52-week range, the average volume, the daily volume, the price earning ratio, and the earning per share. Notice the dividend is not available, meaning they're either not paying out or who knows what. Now, using this table, let's answer the following questions. Oh, I kind of just answered the first one. What does it mean that the dividends are listed as NA? How does the closing price compare to the 52-week range? And knowing the price earning ratio and the earning per share, what is the price per share? Okay, now first, the dividends. A dividend of NA means the company is not paying dividends at this time. Again, could be for a whole host of reasons. Could mean that the company's not making profit, therefore it can't pay dividends. Now, you and I both know that right now Amazon is making profit because we hear about it all the time. So it's that the profits are being reinvested to the company or simply just not paying to the stock holders. For the closing, let's go back to this. We want to know about the 52-day range or the close to the range. Now, we closed at 31.1082. The 52-week range is 26.71 to 37.73. So the closing is $439.37 higher than the lowest value and $662.26 lower than the highest value over the 52 weeks. So the value that Amazon closed at on April 14th is pretty close to the middle of where we were over the last year. So thinking about this, we're kind of in the middle. We're not the lowest, we're not the highest. And the last one is about the price earning ratio. So remember, the price earning ratio is the price per share divided by the earnings per share. If we plug in what we know that, wrong button. We know that we have the price earning ratio of 46.82 and the earning per share is 64.81. So 46.82 equals the price per share divided by 64.81. Well, we can go ahead and if you want to draw this out, it's 40. You can just read it if otherwise, but 46.82, and then we're going to equal the price per share. Let's just call that P for easy figuring, and then 64.81. Sometimes it's easier if you see it mathematically. So now, because that 64.81 is in the denominator, we're going to multiply both sides by 64.81. When we do that, that will cause the denominator to disappear, right? Because if you multiply, you're gonna have 1 over 1 basically. So I multiply both sides by 64.81, which gives me the price per share. And 64.81 times 46.82 gives me a price per share of $3,034.40. And that is just some playing with reading stock tables.